Slam. Support local artists and musicians.
Hi guys, this is Bryant with Slam with a new variation of Sip and Slam. I'm here today with Anna, who is the owner of Lockhorn Cider. And today we want to explore her exploration into cider making and her passion for the arts in the community. So Anna, how did you get into cider making and what led you to ultimately open up this place?
Well, my husband and I were just experimenting with all sorts of food making, making salamis and cheeses and wine, and tried out cider, and I had a gluten intolerance at the time, and so it was a great alternative to beer. And we thought, well, this is going to kind of catch on in the way that breweries have caught on, and we thought, let's give it a try.
And how would you equate the process of cider making to the artistic process?
Well, yeah, I've thought about that quite a bit. You know, it's kind of a blend of controlling it and letting it flow the way that art can have a balance there as well. If you take an apple and just let it naturally ferment, it turns into cider. You don't have to do anything, but you might get some flavors that you like or you don't like. And so the more that you tend your tree or tend your cider and control the temperatures and the process, then you can refine that into something that you can be really proud of. And I feel like art has a lot of that as well.
Yeah, you get your idea and you're working in it, but you also just let that creativity flow.
Sometimes you get something unexpected, and sometimes that's even better than what you could have forced.
And I know art is an objective thing, but do you think it's a bit different because your art prefers to taste as to somebody else just looking at something and trying to translate it?
Well, you know, art, as you know, as a dance instructor, can appeal to many different senses, right? And so cider is taste as well as smell, and what it looks like, the clarity and the color and the carbonation. And then of course there's music that's so auditory. And then when you see a performance, then it's not just visual.
Yeah, and yours is really based on taste. Do you have a favorite here that you like to recommend to people who are new to cider?
Probably my favorite at this stage is the Newtown Pippin, which is Thomas Jefferson's favorite apple. It's an old American variety that's got a lot of flavor all in one. Oftentimes we blend different apples to get the flavor we want, and this is what we call a single varietal. And it's also fun because it's a pippin, which is a term for a chance seedling. So rather than a tree that's been cloned and grafted, this is one that somebody threw the seed, out the window of the wagon, and it grew into a tree, and it turned into something people like. So it's sort of this chance seedling that turned into something wonderful and had all these flavors. Again, it was not planned, but created this beautiful.
Yeah, that really fits into the whole idea of art. Sometimes you don't know what you get until you start exploring,
Exactly.
And this goes back to the very root of the apple itself. What's one reason you decided to support Sip and Slam, and why you invest in the local artists?
Gosh, I mean, it's something we've sort of done from the beginning. We hashtag Lockhorn loves the arts. We've liked to bring in a different artist each month to help showcase their work. And I guess it's just a personal and family value to support the arts, support the symphony, and support the local artists. And Slam, I feel like, does such a great job with really helping people who have artistic talent learn the business skills to make it a living.
Yeah, and it's also just fun to help connect the community with all this creative people. One thing that I love about Montana is it really helps add to the, creative atmosphere. It's so easy to be inspired by nature. When you come into work, are you inspired by having all these paintings on the wall?
Oh, absolutely. I think last Thursday was a perfect example of we were switching out artists and we had nothing on the walls and the space was just vacant and empty, and so it's a beautiful space, but having the art in here just really makes it feel homey and comfortable and like the community.
Yeah, it puts that final touch. Is there a reason that you chose Averi this time, or how do you go about choosing your artists who are on the wall?
We really just welcome anybody to submit their artwork, and we put them on the calendar sort of based on the season. When we saw Averi's work, it was just like, wow, this is incredible. And then I heard that she was 16 or 17, and it's just amazing. So
Yeah, through this I found out she was in high school, and then I walked in here and I saw her painting, and it's like, holy cow.
yeah, I mean, this is some of the best work I feel like we've had in here, and we've had some incredible, talented, accomplished artists in here. So
Yeah, good for her. Last thing, is there anything that you want the community to know about Lockhorn? Anything that you want to promote, or just let the community know about?
Well, I think a lot of people just have never even tried cider, and maybe the cider they've tried has been this commercially made. Don't want to bash Angry Orchard too much, but it's not at all what we make. We really specialize in using just juice, fermented, and not adding any sugars or sulfates or cheap fillers, and it makes for a really clean, traditional beverage that a lot of people that have tried cider before and not liked come in here and go, oh wow, this is great. So I just encourage people to give it a try.
Yeah, there's something about being fresh. If you're having like the traditional alcoholic ciders out of a bottle, you're not getting that true experience of a fresh cider. So we invite you to come on down and try some fresh cider at Lockhorn and check out Averi's incredible art. Anna, thank you so much for your time. Here we are now in front of another one of Averi Iris's incredible paintings, and looking at the landscape, it brings to mind an activity that Lockhorn has going on right now. So I'm going to let Adam explain a little bit more about something really cool they have going on for the community.
So for the last 3 years now, we've been doing what we call a community backyard blend, and people bring in apples from their yards and trade them for free cider, and then we in turn press those apples and make hard cider out of them, and then we give a certain amount of those proceeds of sales for that cider to different charities around town.
Cool, so if you need cider, you could come help participate in the recipe, bring in your own apples, and then enjoy one of the many fine recipes that they have here while viewing this super cool art of artist Averi Iris, who actually is a high school student, but you may find that hard to believe when you actually see just how talented she is. Until next time, thanks, Adam.
Slam. Support local artists and musicians.